everybody. Welcome to the Write or Die Show. I'm your host, Randi-lee. On the show, we interview other writers and we talk about mental health from their personal journeys. If you have not already hit that like and subscribe button, go ahead, do that now so that you never miss an episode. All right, everybody, so welcome back. Today with us, we have a guest from very far away. He'll tell you all about it. So please welcome Anttimatti with me.
Thank you. Thank you, Randy.
So where are you visiting us from?
Actually, I'm now in Spain, but I am Finnish. I live in Finland and Spain.
Nice. I have never been to either of them. The only European places I've been are Italy and Ireland. So
Rome and Dublin, or
yeah. Italy was a school trip, so we went to Rome, Venice, Florence. Like we traveled about. It was really cool. Would love to go back. And then Ireland was actually for a kickboxing competition. So yeah, we were in Dublin, and every time my team wasn't fighting, I'm like, let's go and see stuff. I'm probably never coming back. So it was pretty cool. So tell me a little bit about who you are.
Okay, I'm a 27-year-old guy from Finland, and I have a very, very colorful background. So, for example, I have been in 47 countries, lived in 6, and then I speak 6 languages, from which half is back on the basics, used to be good and back in basics, and the other one fluent. And then I was born actually in Holland, in Netherlands, just because my parents were working there. And then when I was 1 year old, moved to Finland and have lived there.
Okay. Were your parents from Finland to begin with?
Yeah, they were Finnish. Okay. They just worked in Netherlands.
Okay.
And then all my friends are from Finland. I grew up there, went to schools there, and did my BSc in computer science in Finland, and army training in Finland. And
wow. So yeah, super colorful background. So why do you now live in both Finland and Spain?
Because I got, when I was working for Nokia, I was a special engineer for Nokia mobile phones. I was traveling for them. I knew the product from the beginning to the very end. So they sent me all around the world to fix projects. I was in China, India, and Canada, actually in Vancouver twice.
Wow.
And in US, and then I burned out so badly there that my body gave up. So both of my parents died within half a year, and I worked too much, and my wife got sick, and then I just couldn't get up from the bed one morning in the conference in Helsinki.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so that leads us straight into our conversation here. No, that's perfect. Oh, that's so perfect. But shocking. So you just keep going, and I'll just interject questions as I see fit, because sounds like you're taking us down the route that we want to go.
Okay, so I was studied for 3 years, all the tests done, and if I didn't, because I had very sport background when I was younger, I was in the Finnish national competitions.
Oh wow!
And, we came 6th with my sport team on the hurdles, 4x100 hurdles. But we came 6th because I broke my leg on the halfway.
Oh my goodness!
I was the first runner, so I wanted to finish it. I don't remember ever having such pain like that one.
Yeah, so you kept running even though you broke your leg?
I kept running even if I broke my leg. And maybe this leads now to, after the school, I went to army. And because of my sport background, I was straight picked to commando training. That's like green berets.
Oh, okay.
The most difficult one in that time in the army. And there was 140 of us, and I was one of the 40 recruits that graduated from that 140. I had broken ribs, broken teeth, frostbites. It's brutal. They discontinued this training because it was too brutal.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, sounds like it.
Yes, but all this kind of background, sports, the army, it teaches me to put the pain aside, just keep going. Even if you don't have energy, you just keep going. And
Mhm.
all this in the work life was a mistake because everything in my physics were already saying that you can't keep going, but I just kept going. And then one morning I couldn't get up. So I actually broke in my brain areas. So it's not producing any more enzymes to handle stress. So if I do anything physical, I get horrible pain. If I do anything mental stress, I get horrible pain. And then weather effects, I get pain. Loud sounds, I get pain. Lights, I get pain.
Yeah. And I think that's an important thing to kind of mention is that it's becoming more common to understand that the the mental side affects the physical side
Yeah, yeah,
very much. And you are an attestament to that.
yeah. And because of this attitude that like discard your body, discard your tiredness, that led all into this problem. But then again, the same attitude helped me to survive. So Finland was the winter. I love winter, the cold. I love the snow, everything
Oh,
about
no,
it.
no, no. Oh my goodness, no. I am so the opposite.
So
It kind of slightly snowed yesterday while we were trick or treating, and I wanted to cry, and it didn't even stay on the ground, but I just no, no. Anyway,
yeah,
you love it, so that's good.
I love it. We even bought own house because I love to do the snow work. But even that was too much for me. So we had to find a solution that with the pain and with no ability to do anything physical anymore, sports and any mental work, of course, depression came.
Yeah.
And so I was eventually diagnosed with severe depression and fatigue, chronic fatigue syndrome, CFS, and then in the soft tissue arthritis. So winter in Finland was poison for me. So I was in so bad shape that one day we were in one of the big European cities, and I was in the metro, waiting for the metro subway.
Mhm.
And I was like feeling very, very, very in peace that now it all ends. There comes the metro, and all I have to do is take a step, and it's all over.
Okay, so clearly that didn't happen. So what did
That
happen?
was a cliffhanger here. Obviously, it didn't happen here.
Thank goodness. So what did happen?
I immediately like images from my wife and my brothers and friends came up, and I took step back and decided to do something about it. So then then I just booked us a place in Spain for a winter, and it helped. It really
Okay.
helped. I could start to walk again. I could start swim again and stuff. So it really helped in the head area.
Good. Yes. Exercise is such a big coping mechanism that people talk about on this show, but it can be extremely difficult when you're also in extreme pain.
Yes, if it's pain for you, if it's poison for you, the physical, it's really hard to find the balance. It's really, really
Yeah.
difficult. And I was
Yeah.
very extreme in sports, so when I realized that I couldn't keep up anymore in the Pilates with older ladies, I was like, "That's it. This is over for me."
Yeah, that's kind of my jam right now, Aquafit. I love that all the older ladies. There's also one older guy there, but yeah, I'm probably the youngest in the class.
Yeah, I'm now one of the older ladies, I think. I'm
I
now,
feel like one of the older ladies,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah. So Spain worked, and then my dream was always to live in Florida. So I booked a place in Kissimmee in Orlando for us for half a year, and we just stayed there and went to the theme parks. We bought annual tickets, and we went to parks 120 days in half a year.
Wow. Yeah, I have yet to be to Florida, and, like, see any of the parks. My husband's been to Disney World when he was younger, but I have yet to be, but it's on the list. Is it worth it? Should I go?
It's worth it. Yeah.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
I think you would love Universal more. Sorry, Disney.
That is actually where, because when the kids were like much younger, we were thinking Disney, but now that they're older, yeah, we're much more leaning towards the Universal side. If we ever go. Okay, so you're in Florida.
Yeah, that was extreme and it helped because the world built up in Disney Worlds and Universal. They are so out from our original days. So just by walking there, the sounds, the smells, the action, everything, it helped to like kind of shake your mind away from the whatever used to cause you stress, where your mind was like ordinary days. It's very good mental therapy, the theme parks. I really, really recommend that.
Excellent. I'll keep that in mind. I'll be like, honey, I'm feeling depressed. Let's go to a theme park.
Yeah, exactly. Good.
It sounds bad, but I mean, if it works, then I'll do it. I like it.
Yeah, it's interesting, but it works. It kind of wakes you up from. It's forcing you to be aware what's around you. When at home you go in a fog, you just like you're automated. You go to shop, home, do your business, and you go to those places. It's like what's going on? It kind of slowly helps.
So true. Okay. So continue.
Yeah. So next winter, my wife always wanted to live in south of France in Côte d'Azur. So I booked us a place at Cannes. How do you say it? Cannes or Cannes? Next to
what?
Cannes, the city at the sea, the coast. Cannes.
Oh, okay.
Cannes?
I don't know.
Cannes.
I am not geographically good.
Part of French Riviera. So we stayed there for half a year, just driving around, watching the sitting, eating.
And does your wife do anything for work?
She quit always for those days.
Yeah. Okay. You gotta take care of health first, health and family.
Yeah, that's we started to realize eventually.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so you're in the French Riviera area.
And that was too cold. So then we started to think our options that Spain was good and Florida was the best for the body, like the least pain. But Florida is so far to handle from Europe. So we decided to come back to Spain. And now we have a permanent place in Spain and it works.
Nice. Oh, that's so exciting. I know. So I've been dealing with some different chronic pain and the cold definitely makes it worse. And so my husband, every time it gets cold, he goes, well, we can always move. And I'm like, it's not that easy. Only because like our family connection is here and we've got a grandchild here. And I'm like, but he's cute and little right now. I don't want to, I see him all the time. If I move away, I won't see him all the time. But I totally agree. It's definitely crossed my mind to go somewhere warmer. So it's nice to hear that does help.
Yeah, it helps. I think Canada has similar climate as Finland. So
yeah, the summer is nice, although it can be very humid where I am because I'm by the Great Lakes. And this winter here where I am, I'm a little bit what's the word I'm looking for? Like not shaded. I don't know the word I'm looking for, but anyways, I'm a little bit away from the really bad winter. Like Buffalo gets it worse because we're just across the border, and Toronto gets it worse. So we're in this little like cove of, yes, it snows and some winters have been bad, but like not as bad as a lot of other areas in Canada. We got this nice little spot right here.
Perfect microclimate.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we definitely get all the seasons, but it's not as bad as say Buffalo. Buffalo gets way more snow than we do, and so does Toronto. So.
But do you like snow itself? If there's
no, I hate everything cold. If it's gonna snow, it needs to snow so much I get a snow day and don't have to leave the house.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I hate everything about winter.
My coldest was minus 42 Celsius. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, with wind chill, we've gotten that cold with wind chill, but not on its own.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm sorry, do you have Celsius or?
Celsius, yeah.
Yeah, minus 42. That's pretty chilly. But everything was
Yeah.
open. Schools were open, shops were open, everyone went to work. Damn it.
Yeah, everybody like the cold doesn't shut us down here. Ice will though. If it gets like
Mm.
really icy on the
Yeah,
roads, that'll shut it down.
yeah.
So just it sucks because I just yeah. Anyways, enough talking about cold because like I said, it's starting to get cold here and I don't want to think about it. So you finally moved back to Spain, you got a spot, and how
And
long have you
then
now been there?
just a sec. My head is really slow. 7 years, 6 years, 6
Okay.
years.
So you were really young when all of this started.
I was 35. Yeah.
That's pretty young.
I went so fast up the corporal ladder that too fast everything.
Yeah. And that happens a lot with like businesses too. We saw that a lot around here where businesses they grew too fast that they just kind of imploded on themselves
Yeah.
because they couldn't maintain it. And it's the same thing with with sports, with work life. If you go too quickly and you don't have time to adapt to all the changing demands on you,
Mhm.
that you just you kind of implode, I guess.
And you have to constantly learn. It's like you never went out from school. Don't get that relaxing period that I just go to
Yeah.
work and hang out, but constantly learning, constantly doing something else.
Yeah. So now once you got back to Spain and you kind of decided, yep, we're getting a permanent place here. What kind of happened from there?
Then I tried various sports, nothing worked. Golf, which I never considered as a sport, is now my sport. Although I haven't played now for a year because being busy with something else. But I can play half a round when usually it's 18 holes. I play 9.
Yeah, I find 9 is perfect.
Yeah, and I have an electronic trolley with the remote control, so it's very
Nice.
easy.
Yeah, we always get a cart. I can't walk that far.
Yeah.
But yeah, golf has proven to be pretty good. And I like you. I didn't really think of it so much sport wise. Like when
Mhm.
people would say, "What sports do you play?" Golf was never on my list, but
Yeah,
I
no.
enjoy it. I have purple golf clubs. Clearly like purple. Yeah. Any other sports that you found that work?
Swimming, diving. Diving actually is good if you have arthritis or any difficulties, but it only works if you are on safari diving, not on the from the beach, because on safari you have all the gears ready.
Yes.
And then I have done courses that you can have enriched air, so you have a 32% oxygen. It actually helps your body.
Yes,
And
I actually got my diving certificate not this past summer, the summer before.
okay,
And yeah, I found the same thing when we had to take it from the dock
yeah,
over to the water. Oh my gosh, that equipment is so heavy. I had to
yeah, it
get
is.
somebody to help.
Yeah.
But when we kind of like tossed it into the water and we had to put it
Yeah,
on when we were inside, I was like, okay, that's all right. That's fine.
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
In the water, they are not heavy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now
Oh,
you have
nice.
a reason to go somewhere warm, diving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep trying to convince my husband to also do it because I don't like doing stuff by myself. But he just doesn't like swimming. He likes being in a pool where he can touch the ground.
Okay. So you can
So
go diving in the shallow, relatively where he can walk in the bottom.
yeah, exactly.
You try to make him try it. It's amazing sport.
I
Like,
have made him go snorkeling a couple times, so I've successfully got him at least in the water and looking at stuff, but
yeah.
haven't quite got the diving part to him.
Hmm. My wife is always trying the sports I do. So, but she was very afraid of diving, that
Yeah.
she was able to breathe. So I rented the equipment in Finland and took her at the lake, and then gave her the regulator and masks, and now try breathing underwater. And first time she spit out the regulator, but second time she was fine. So same day I booked her a course, and now she's also advanced diver, and we are going next
Nice.
month diving.
That is very exciting. Yeah. So, okay, so you found a few different things that you can do, and then and the weather is helping. So, how is the mental part coming along at this point?
I struggled really long about that I felt guilty of not contributing to the world anything anymore, not being like a productive person. And I always dreamed about writing.
Okay.
So I don't know why. I always dreamed about writing a book or something. So then I tried cliche. I was in Starbucks, headphones, my venti latte, and then a laptop, and I was like, okay, let's try the writing. And I just started typing what I had in my mind, and I was like, okay, like the expectation how difficult it would be was so big that it kind of clouded my whole willingness to even try it. But once I tried it, it was like, whoa, this is surprisingly easy.
Right. I always find when I go to start a new book, it feels like a daunting process because I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so hard to.
But you have so many. I browsed your Amazon books, and how many is it? 20 something?
Thank you. Yeah, there's a few double digits, I think. But every time I go to start a new one, it's that same feeling of this is gonna be so much work. How am I going to actually get this done? How am I gonna stay on track? I am literally all over the place in my brain. So like how am I gonna keep the purpose of this book steady? But yeah, I find once I actually start writing it, yeah, it's like, okay, I got this. It's good.
Then the book takes care of you, kind of. It's
I
there,
like
and
that.
when you go there, it allows you to continue the journey. It's
Exactly.
really,
Yeah. But yeah, no, you've seen how many books I write, and I still get that feeling. So I don't know if it ever goes away or not. I kind of hope so. But for me, it's still there. So, okay, so you started writing this book, and we're going to talk more about the book in a minute, but I want to keep talking about the mental part for a sec. It's something you always wanted to do, and so now is this making you feel like you're more contributing?
Yes, and it was a extremely good outlet for my head because I'm very, very, very. I see everything in like a film in my head. That's why I was at work in Nokia. I was good because they say that think outside of the box always. I was
Yes.
basically floating there outside of the box. I could see everything like a film in my head. So writing the book was just I type what I see. It was extremely good for my head. It allowed me to be creative. It allowed me to kind of put down something that I could feel that it's coming from very deep inside, something like straight from the soul, straight from the heart, something, and I could put it out, and then read it afterwards. I think it's very good mental outlet for me.
Awesome. Oh, that's so good. Yeah. Okay. And so was there any other things that you did to help mentally?
Of course, I have read piles and piles of self-help, how to be aware, Eckhart Tolle, all these, how you can be aware about environment. Then I'm in the Spoonie group. If you know the Spoonie group in the Facebook, they are about the fibromyalgia, similar. If you have a similar this chronic fatigue syndrome, that reading there, studying what could help, getting tons of advices from strangers, what could help,
Yeah.
which never does. And then I have studied so many, even Tibetan literature. I have written that if there would be something to help. And my brother went as far as to Switzerland to some specialist who created for me even some kind of noise, what you're supposed to listen when you're sleeping, like that it's reprogramming your brain. Like a very, really, really deep end with all the research and study, but ultimately it's just when you
Was it for you?
Sorry?
Was it not for you?
Not for me. So it came all back to the end that this is my new life. I have 10% energy every day from normal person, and I just have to accept it and live live with those limits.
I like the way you said that you have a 10% energy compared to the normal person. I like that because it's a really good way to describe it. I think everyone can understand that, you have, and now because I see everything in a movie too, now I'm picturing like the little video game thing, life bar, right?
Life bar or something.
Yes, exactly. And most people have this, the full 100%, but those of us with chronic pain, depending, it can be anywhere in that range, right?
Yeah.
And it's very rare that at least for me, I shoot up to the whole 100%, or if I do, it's for maybe an hour. And then it's, it depletes much faster than the average.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I learned and got from doctors like cheat how I can increase that 10% to 80 or something like that. I would take extra no, sorry.
That's okay.
Male hormone, what is that?
Testosterone?
Testosterone, yeah, testosterone gel, and that would help. It boosts me up, like it gives you a half an hour, 1 hour boost. But there's a downfall. The next day, you have to take those extra cheats what you used on that day two, you take those away from the 10%. And if it's more than 10%, then it's next day minus, and I could be 3 or 4 days in the bed if I like I had friends coming over in US and we went to Disney, so I did a 3 times higher dosage than I was supposed to. I was like a Duracell bunny. I was going ahead and we ran through the park,
Oh
and
dear.
I was 4 days in the bed.
Yeah. That's probably one of the biggest problems, and that's something that I've now kind of discovered is where's the limit to stop. And even we're kind of renovating our kitchen right now, and my husband kept saying to me, take breaks, be careful. And I'm like, I know. He goes, I know, but I also know that you push yourself, right? And I'm like, oh, that's true.
Like my wife, yes, yeah.
Yep. So it's good to have somebody that understands that you need to take breaks and you need to be careful. It sounds like your wife is very, very understanding.
Yeah, she knows my limits, and she knows the same as what your husband is telling you. You should take breaks, but I guess if you were doing kickboxing and all these, you need to have a mentality that you don't quit. You have to practice. You don't get better if you don't push harder, and then it has into your normal life. If you do something in the kitchen, you storm at it and you keep going till it's ready.
Right, and that doesn't work for me anymore. I think you understand that since you were into sports too, and
yeah,
there's many more limitations now.
Yeah,
which is really sucky.
it is sucky. Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about this book.
All right.
Tell us, what is the name of it?
It's called Black Table, and it's a series. It's a 3-book Black Table series.
Okay, what's it about?
It's a science fiction book about 2 Finnish guys who are super sci-fi fans. Like, they know everything about sci-fi.
Okay.
So their whole life, they were best friends. They watch sci-fi. They do all the sci-fi stuff, and then they have a Comic-Con convention coming in the Portland in US.
Okay.
And they're huge. They are idolizing this Dr. Wells, who is let's say like he's the Roddenberry of these days. That he's who has written all the science fiction, best TV series, best movies, and he's
okay.
a scientist. So now they have a chance to see him live in Portland in the Comic-Con. So they travel there. But then tragedy strikes and the doctor dies there at the Comic-Con. But before that, he's pushing a book on one of the main characters' hands and telling to find something. And this find something leads the boys to a pretty big adventure where they find an alien artifact and accidentally activate it, and they are going around, but they use the Earth science fiction knowledge to solve all problems. and help other
Oh,
stuff with the Earth science fiction knowledge.
yeah. Well, that sounds pretty cool. I like that. Okay, and so you said it's a trilogy?
It's a trilogy, yeah.
Are all 3 of them out yet?
All 3 are out. The last one came a year ago out, yeah.
Okay, nice. And so where do people pick them up?
It's on Amazon. Amazon, I'm a self-publishing author, but the first one, the books have already sold 10,000 pieces on Amazon.
Dang, that's amazing.
Thanks. And then the first book won the world largest indie author competition, or sorry, first book came second on the science fiction category, and the second book won that science fiction category in the same competition.
Amazing.
Yeah. And
That is amazing.
now there is some, let's say like that, because I have written signed NDAs, I'm not allowed to talk about them, but there is very, very big attention coming from US for the books, for some other
things,
media, let's say like this, like other entertainment franchise.
Ooh, that's exciting. I am so happy. And once you're able to talk about it eventually, hopefully, you're gonna come back on and share that with me first, right?
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. And so where do people follow you?
I think Instagram. I should be in TikTok, but I'm not. I tried. It's like I'd rather eat nails than do TikTok.
That's so funny because I absolutely love TikTok. I'm on TikTok. I started actually on TikTok because of cute animal videos. And so my pets have their own TikTok account. And I'm like, well, I'll make a TikTok account for me. My animals have like way more followers because they're adorable. But yeah, no, I love TikTok.
Yeah, I think it's a live video. I used to be extrovert, but nowadays I'm so introverted. Not a chance.
Yeah, that'd do it. I like being extroverted, but there are days that I'm like, just leave me alone. I don't wanna talk. Okay, so you're on Instagram. What is your handle?
Ooh.
Tricky question, I know.
I had to update it because of the big projects coming up that it's more. And I'm also have a homepage. It's just the Black Table series. The Black Table series.
Okay.
Black Table series. I have to check that also. I just create them because of the new.
Yes, all of that exciting things that seem to be happening.
Yes, and it was it's just Black Table. No, it's not. blacktableseries.com is my new website.
Excellent. And so is there
Instagram story is author.a.pennanen.
Okay, perfect. And we're going to throw those links in the description, of course. Is there anything else that you want to share with the audience?
Maybe don't give up.
I like that.
My neurologist, she's not working anymore. She was the leading neurologist in Finland, and she said that she has never seen this bad case, that normal person would have already killed themselves. Like encouraging words for someone who just found out that they are going to have this for the rest of their life. So don't give up, dream big, and don't be afraid to try new things.
I love that. So thank you so much for taking the time to spend with us here on the show and sharing your story. I think it was awesome. And I think everybody needs to go and check out the books. Yes, plural books. Get the number 1, the number 2, the number 3, and then you're ready for whatever it is, big news that's coming.
Yeah, you will be first to know, okay?
I like it. Thank you. Perfect. All right. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Randi-lee.
As always, thank you so much for the amazing guests that we have on the show. Be sure to check out their links down in the description below. If you want to support the channel, go ahead and check out our merch store. We've got some very cool things on there. That's my favorite. Sorry, I'm busy ending the stigma. But there's some other very cool designs. 10% of the proceeds always goes back to the Canadian Mental Health Association. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at RB Media because we have some great new shows coming up and you never want to miss any of those episodes. And remember, the only way to end the stigma of mental health is to speak openly and honestly. Bye!